Hello gorgeous, my name is Anna, your favorite smart fitness coach specializing in postnatal recovery. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about my positive C-section experience. If you've opened this video, then you've probably had or planning on having a C-section. And let me calm you down. In this video, I'm not gonna tell you how horrible C-section is, how you must avoid it at all costs. In contrary, I'm going to tell you about my experience, why I chose C-section for myself, and why my experience was so smooth and soft. We will also cover all the common mistakes in C-section planning and recovery that make the C-section experience so bad for so many women. I will explain to you what actually happens to your body after a C-section and how to recover properly, even if you had your C-section long ago. I will prove to you that your C-section and recovery doesn't have to be hell. When I was pregnant, all those horror stories on C-section online would actually drive me crazy. But these horror stories happen because women are deprived. They simply don't get access to science-backed information on postpartum recovery. So now I just want to share something positive and hopefully calm your anxiety down. So let's get into it. If you're a mom, you just gave birth or you're planning to give birth, you need to understand that things that worked for your body before pregnancy won't work now, and your postpartum body and hormones have to be hacked into weight loss and have to be hacked into recovery. And if you simply start eating less, moving more, or even jumping into the random workouts, you will not see any results, you will waste your efforts for nothing, and you will end up feeling stuck. This is exactly why postpartum your body needs a system that would hack your body and your hormones into recovery. And I help women build those systems. So if you want me to build this system for you so that you not only start losing weight effortlessly, but so that few weeks later you start waking up in a body that screams energy, so that you don't need to stuff yourself up with coffee every morning to get going with the day, because you already feel energetic, inspired, and ready for the day. And if you want me to build that system for you, make sure that you follow the link in bio, and I will build a system for you that will hack your body into effortless weight loss and recovery, given all your personal and individual circumstances. So let me tell you a little bit more why I chose a C-section for myself. Since I was a little girl, I was always scared of natural labor, and my mom, she had me via C-section, so I grew up with an idea that I will definitely go for a C-section, not natural labor. Yes, C-section is a surgery, it's a risk, but natural labor also has so many complications, and I personally didn't want to risk it. And since I live in Switzerland here, I was allowed to choose a C-section just because I wanted to. I told my doctor that I wanted to go for a C-section straight ahead, and I never doubted my choice in pregnancy, apart from the very last weeks of my pregnancy, when I actually started scrolling on TikTok and seeing women saying that they couldn't walk for months after a C-section, that they felt like they were hit by a truck, and all the other horror stories. But in principle, I've never considered natural labor for myself. So since I had a planned C-section, I was even able to choose the zodiac sign of my baby. I decided to schedule my C-section. My C-section was scheduled on the 23rd of October at 6 a.m. So I had my last meal on the 22nd of October evening, and on the 23rd, I woke up at 4 a.m., got ready, and got to the hospital. When I arrived at the hospital, I was put in a waiting room, and unfortunately there were some emergency C-sections happening, so I had to wait for like 6 hours before the surgery actually started. And that was hard because you know that you're gonna get cut in a few hours. Surgery in itself was super smooth. I was taken into a surgery room, got naked, and that was the scariest part because you are in the cold surgery room naked, you know that you're going to be cut, and plus when you have a C-section, you're not sleeping, you're awake, it's just that your body is numb. I was super scared of spinal anesthesia because the needle was huge, but in reality it was super painless. What they did is they numbed my back before with the cream, then they put a little injection in my back to fully numb the back, and only then they proceeded with the spinal. After they made sure that the spinal was done, they allowed my husband to walk into the room, and they started cutting me. This was the scariest part, I swear. You don't feel anything, but when they open you and when they start taking the baby out, they start pressing super hard on your ribs and you feel like you cannot breathe. And for me, the scariest moment was when they were pushing on my ribs, and then suddenly I felt that my baby was out, but I didn't hear him screaming for like few minutes, but then he screamed, everything was fine. So as soon as my baby was born, he was assessed by pediatrician, everything was great, so he was put on my chest. Doctors soothed me, they closed me, and after that, me and my baby, we were immediately sent to our room. And that's where the pain starts. So in few hours after the surgery, when spinal anesthesia goes away, that's where you start feeling the strongest pain you will ever feel. You actually do feel like you were hit by a truck, but I could ask for as many painkillers as I wanted to. So as soon as I felt like my pain was unbearable, I asked for a painkiller, they gave it to me, and it was okay. And I also breastfed my baby, and there was no problem with that too. They gave me strong painkillers only on the day of the surgery, and starting from day 2, they only would give me ibuprofen, which was hard. I would like to go for something stronger, but bearable. I still prefer to have the pain of a C-section over the pain of natural labor because C-section pain happens when your baby is already out, you know that he's safe, healthy, you're in your bed, you have all the doctors, your family to take care of you, and it only lasts for a few hours. The most painful thing was standing up on the day of the surgery because I stood up like 5 hours later. It was very painful, but it literally saved my life because standing up on the day of the surgery is gonna make your recovery 100 times easier. This is what every doctor, every midwife would tell me at the hospital. So on the second day after the surgery, I've started gently walking, I've started using bathroom by myself, and on day 3 after the surgery, I've started carrying my baby, changing his diapers, and doing everything I needed to. And day by day, my pain was less, so that in a week, honestly, I felt like I never had a surgery. Like, obviously I had pain in my belly, obviously my scar was numb, but I had no problems moving, walking, etc. And I know that this is only because I did smart fitness in pregnancy, because my body was trained to withstand this pain, to recover its mobility fast, and most importantly, because my body was strong, I could use other muscles except for my abdominal muscles to do daily things. You know, when we lift things up, we use our abs. When we sit down, sit up, we always use our abs. But when your legs and arms are strong, you can compensate the load on those muscles instead of the abs, and that's what's gonna make your movement after a C-section so much less painful. And I was cleared to work out by my doctor 5 weeks after a C-section, which is very, very soon. Once again, thanks to smart fitness. And now let's talk about the most common mistakes that make C-section so bad for so many women. First mistake is when women refuse to stand up after a C-section. Look, standing up after a C-section is very hard. It's very painful. And you think that you're not gonna make it, but you are in your hospital room. You have your midwives, you have doctors, you have all the support in the world. They will come, they will help you lift you up and make your first step. You won't need to make more than 2 steps, but please try to stand up on day 1, because if you stand up on day 1, day 2nd, your pain will drop drastically. Doctors, everyone told me that those women who didn't stand up on day 1 had so much more of a difficult recovery than those who did and who tried to walk. Mistake number 2, women don't train in pregnancy. Pregnancy is definitely not an excuse to skip your workout. In fact, in pregnancy, your body needs even more support. Your back has to be even stronger because now you're carrying your belly. Same comes to the legs, arms, everything. And this is exactly what I was talking about before. Most of the pain after a C-section comes from the fact that your abdominal muscles were cut and you use your abs literally in everything. Like here, I'm taking this bottle, I'm using my abs. So if you train your body in pregnancy, if you make sure that your arms, your upper body, your legs are strong, you will be able to engage more of your arm muscles rather than your core on any of your daily action. And then obviously it's so important to work on hip mobility so that postpartum you're not going to sneeze and pee, to prepare your back so that postpartum you can finally carry your baby. This is exactly why I invite you to follow the link in bio and to check out my Instagram, because there I have so many workouts that are pregnancy and postnatal friendly, as well as so much more tips on your postpartum recovery, pregnancy and motherhood in general. And if you seek for something more, you can follow the link in my bio and get your recorded workout program. Whether you're pregnant or postpartum, one of my programs will definitely fit your needs and make your postpartum recovery journey so much smoother and easier. So follow the link in my bio and check it out. Next mistake, not practicing diaphragmatic breathing in pregnancy and postpartum. We need to practice diaphragmatic breathing to reconnect to our core and therefore to prevent mommy pouch and get our flat belly back postpartum. Our female body works slightly differently than a male body. If you simply do abdominal crunches, yes, you will build a six-pack. But to get your belly flat and prevent mommy pouch, you have to reactivate one chain in your body. This chain consists of your diaphragm, transverse abdominal muscles, and pelvic floor. So diaphragmatic breathing will be your first step to reconnect to your core and strengthen your pelvic floor after labor. And you can do it starting from day 2, even if you had a C-section. Once again, make sure that you find my Instagram in my bio, because there I also have so many videos on diaphragmatic breathing and how to do it properly. And by the way, I also have an Instagram account where I share so much useful and valuable information on your postpartum recovery. There you will find everyday hacks, workouts, step-by-step guides to where you should start your postpartum recovery. And moreover, I help women build systems to support their postpartum recovery and to help them lose weight effortlessly. So if you want me to build that system for you, make sure that you follow the link in my bio, check out my Instagram account for more hacks, and please understand that postpartum, your body requires a different science-backed approach, because your body won't respond to the things that worked for you before pregnancy. And this is exactly why so many women feel stuck, and this is exactly why so many women can't bounce back, simply because they don't have this systematic guided system. Next mistake, not doing belly massage. 99% of women in pregnancy get diastasis. Diastasis is the separation of your abs because when your belly grows, your abs separate to create space for your baby. And postpartum, if you don't heal your diastasis, it's gonna turn into a mommy pouch and the bulging belly. This is exactly why you should start on belly massage few days after labor already to help your diastasis heal. And you know where to find this belly massage. Follow the link in bio, my Instagram. And diastasis is why it's so important to still lift through your side even after you give birth. And the last mistake is no pelvic floor work. Look, we don't talk about those issues, but it doesn't mean that those issues don't exist. Every second client of mine who is a mom who was pregnant before sneezes and pees. This weak pelvic floor problem is real, and it's not only about your libido and prolapse of your female organ. It's also about you being unable to leave your house without wearing a diaper. Do you want this life for yourself? Definitely not. So please find at least 5 minutes a day for pelvic floor work. You know where to find it? My Instagram, link in bio. So how do you make your recovery smooth and easy? First thing, start walking on day 1 and increase your daily steps gradually every day. Even if you add 100 extra steps daily, trust me, it's already gonna be so much of a progress in a month. Starting from week 1 after labor, add diaphragmatic breathing and belly massage. You will be able to find them on my Instagram, and if you want to go in depth, I also offer recorded workout programs so that you can be guided to your postpartum recovery step by step. And please, another important thing for your recovery, ask for help. Get some sleep. Ask your mom to come if you have this opportunity. Ask your husband to stay with the baby for the night. I know it's hard when you're breastfeeding, but try. Sleep deprivation is what makes things for you so much harder, not just mentally, but also physically. When it comes to working out postpartum, you must first get a clearance from your doctor. You will have your doctor's appointment after labor, usually 6 to 8 weeks. And if your doctor allows you to work out, that's where you have to slowly and gently start. And you gotta start with pelvic floor work and gentle movement focused on bringing mobility into your body. No core at the beginning, focus on your legs and upper body. Hip mobility, gentle strength, stretching, pelvic floor. Lots of back work and posture because this is something that suffers the most postpartum. And start slowly reconnecting to your core through breath, through imprinting your lower back. And most importantly, never compare yourself with someone and always rely on the signals of your body. If you don't feel like your body is ready to get moving yet, don't push it. You have been through so much growing a life inside of you. Show some compassion towards yourself. It's very important that postpartum you don't just go to the gym, don't just do random fitness, don't just do any workout that you find on YouTube. Postpartum, our female bodies need a whole different level of aftercare, a whole different approach. It needs a system that's not about pushing harder, but about doing things smartly. And this system is called Smart Fitness. So once again, don't forget to check out my blog because there you can get in touch with me if you want to work with me one-to-one. You will be able to find recorded workout programs, lots of free content, everything to really make your recovery just as smooth and easy like mine was. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end. Please write down in comments whether you're planning on having C-section or you already had it. How was your experience? And if you're only planning on having one, what are your biggest common fears? I will try to answer all of your questions, and make sure that you follow this channel because very soon I will also be posting lots of free workouts for your postpartum recovery here. Once again, thank you so much for staying here with me till the end. Bye and see you soon.